Yeah, Project Restoration, Jeremiah 23 and Hoods. I just want to say something, man, on the tip. Listen, man, I had a transvision one time, man. I'm just sharing this with y'all. Check it. I was in the back of a church, a janitor in LA, 89th and West. I was there. It was called LA Christian Center. Anyway, I went in there. So I started off in 1981. And I was the janitor. And so I sat in the back, man. I looked, and I had a transvision. I saw this church going up on levels, different levels. And then they got to the top, and then I saw the Messiah. Then we went up, and then I fell back down. And as I fell, I saw some evil stuff or something. Anyway, I was warning the churches on my butt in the church that I had to transcend. So anyway, transvision, that means you're looking through your eyelids and you got no control over the suspense that's unfolding. If you don't know about it, so what? I only had one. So that was way back in the 80s. Anyway, 90s, straight up in South Central LA. And I'm on 89th and Western on deck, Manchester Western. Think God ain't gonna speak? Probably did. I don't know, you judge. Check it. So there was a bunch of churches there at this conference. And then I prophesied to them with an urgency. I didn't realize what I was doing. I just was doing what it did. It did it by the grace of God. And I said that, they can take this vision to their churches, but they ended up, even though there was a lot of stuff on the paper spoken in the prophecy, the bottom line, they threw it out. They went back to their churches. They went back to Memphis and different major cities. And even though the pastor that was over them has said, man, you trying to receive from me, but you can't hear God coming from the vessel over here. He's pointing to me. Now I'm saying that to ego up on that, man. I ain't with none of that ego over dramatized titling up prophetic stuff, bro. I'm just telling you what happened. Anyway, them churches went back to their churches. But what gets me is, man, here in Sacktown, man, my wife just did a thing on Days of Noah. So Days of Noah. I'm like, yeah. But I remember that's what the vision was. I saw the earth covered with water. The church was going up on different levels. The lady was saying he gave fivefold, whatever, to perfect until. And then, whoop-de-whoop, I saw the Messiah. Fell back down on my butt in the church. I say it again. The point was, after that, I went to a conference and gave a prophecy. Did it a lot, okay? The different churches, conferences, whatever. About most of them was right on, no beef, but this one was beef. Because the word was judged as, well, God ain't gonna tell us what to do, even though the stuff on the page was confirmed. And that's the bottom line. So anything caused division, they're gonna blame you heretic or something like that. So that's cool. I don't know what all that is. I ain't too religious with the religion, but I'm rocking with the spirit. Bottom line, pastor came next day, said, hey man, you can't hear God coming over here? That church was moving in South Central 89th Western. If you know anything about LA or South Central, then you know what I'm talking about. Right between the O line and the tray line. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, before they was killing up in the trees each other on this big split, that happened way back. Bottom line, when it was just West Side Crips, I'm gonna say that again, Manchester, the Century, and I'm gonna say Sportsman Park, and I'm gonna say St. Andrews. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, move right along. Church was sitting right there. They was having Bible studies and satellite church meetings and different projects and different areas. And at that time, that was really, really, really powerful. They had about 200-300 going out 3 times a week, doing these Bible studies all over in the projects. Right before the big killings came, a deacon caught a bullet, I think, in the back, no, in the neck, and then sister got shot in the back. They was out. We was rolling. They got 40 racks, 40,000 souls in the end. LA Christian Center, shout out, and that was the bottom line. God asked him for 20. That was a vision. And I would just say, man, the urgency I was screaming was take this thing now and duplicate it in their cities was missed. Because they were supposed to have been submitted to the man of God, but they sure wasn't gonna ride on his vision or didn't value the vision. But the vision God came ask him for made his knees shake in the bathroom, sitting down, and God came in there and asked him for something. So all y'all asking what God can do for you, try out asking what's in the heart of the Father. He gonna tell you the harvest every time. Bottom line, whoop. The bottom line, you know what happened after that? Bam. Man, the churches went back to their cities, and the cities went to hell in a handbasket. They didn't strike the cities, so the cities took them over. Demonic power took them over. And all that kingdom power, man, you lying. Either the principles aren't being worked, especially on the one on giving money, hello, or something's wrong, bro. That means it don't have to always be money, but it better be the same care for one another. It better shine to the relatives of members that go to your church that they are loved in deed and in word. Put it back, flip it back. And that's the first one. The first one in this culture is word. Nope, wrong. That worked in the 50s. It's deed, straight up. It's deed. This culture, Crips and Bloods, in a minute will back each other 100%. Be right there with the cash. And if we ain't using cash to turn it into seeds of kindness and loving kindness and stuff like that, you off your point, and nobody gets a pass. It don't matter if you gave the church all your money, the building where you get equipped. You are responsible for who you meet, and you better have God's money in your pocket to meet the need in like the Good Samaritan, like the one on the road who picked him up and paid the bill. That one. You meet him all the time, but sometimes we miss God because we think the ministry's in the building. That's the equipping. The building is just an equipping. The front line is who you meet. Interactions. Charles Schwab, go longevity in your socials because God is faithful and he's long suffering. What's wrong with that? And make them like you and don't make no excuses and quit and don't click and break divisions and be open-minded to the Spirit every day in your pocket, with your mind, whatever. Be effective, make impact, and don't play church. Because the only way to worship God in spirit and in truth and give him true praise is to walk in the Spirit 7 days a week. Or as many as you can, or many hours as you can. But when you do that, that is praise, that is worship. Even for a moment, because it's only moment by moment. And let God use you and don't play with it. Anyway, the argument was over that. It was over the urgency, days of Noah. Yeah, there it is. Days of Noah. Like John the Baptist, the urgency was to give. He said, you got 2 coats? You got a peanut butter sandwich. He didn't mean out of your vast supply. He meant out of your need. That was a hard one. Anyway, 70 times 70, pop, 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 pop. Remember that one? We human. You ain't gonna get out of this. Ain't nobody living this 24 hours. Let me slap you 70 times 70 every day. And I'll bet you somewhere gonna wish revenge on your enemy. And therefore, how you gonna be king, sons of the Most High, wishing revenge in your heart. Matter of fact, Jesus said, if you even think that, man, you already committed to murder. So the bottom line, move on. So much about boasting. Let's just say we striving, but hold on. I was telling the church, get up and do something, man. Duplicate the vision. They didn't go for it. Man, you talking about 12, 15, 20 ministries, man, that went back to the NEC as far as Memphis, East Coast, different places. Things, I don't know how they turned out. By the grace of God, I believe they turned out well. But as last time I checked, I walked in my own church, the one that got 40,000 souls, and the dude talking about this, money come, and I'm like, man, and then they lost the building, and cuz I'm gonna spit it like it happened. And the vision, cuz of all them souls was lost. The summer is ended, and they said, yet we are not saved. Jeremiah, check him out, 23 in hoods. You know what I'm saying? All about the harvest. So then, if you don't get them, they gone, bro. What you gonna do then when you can't get them? Too late. You should have had fruit. You should have been Dale Carnegie. You should have went all the way in. You should have rocked them in them 90 minutes. You should have made high vibe. You should have thought of things that they are interested in and found commonality with the intention that you are going to make an impact and influence them and win them to your idea. God don't want no more stuff to track down somebody's mouth and throw your lip up. God wants you to win them that way. And I'm going to take it like it is on my birthday. I'm going to spit this one. He wants you to win them. So if you ran them off, you scatter. Either you build or you scatter. We don't get no passes. I know I don't. It's cold-blooded, man. You got to win them. Long term. Charles Schwab. That's right, bro. God's in it for the long term. He's long suffering. He's always there. He's kind to the unkind and the unthankful and all of that. Ain't no more excuses, man. You know, ain't no individuality in the body. You got to help each other. Let me spell it to church right quick, y'all. You got to help each other, man, in your light shine. Then they going to say, man, this brother right here told us, let it shine. Who? Jesus. He told you, let it shine. By the love you have for one another, so they'll know you following me. Credibility. Number one, in sales, when you're trying to close it, credibility. Number two, why you? Why your product? Why they don't like you? That's what they're going to ask you on the sales floor. They don't like you, bro. And you talking about, I told them the truth. Yeah, all right, but they don't like you. And God said, well, I got to get somebody else. Yep. You didn't take it serious. You didn't value the harvest. You didn't value the souls. Or we didn't. However it go, they got away from us. Anyway, they went back to the inner cities and look at them. Look at the inner cities, man. Kingdom of God people and leaders that said to a pastor, we don't need this. And they were winning 20,000 souls with the mandate. They ended up getting 40, doubled down, hit every project in Los Angeles, except for some of the real hardcore barrios. Couldn't go up in there. But nevertheless, they satellited, man. They did a great job, homeboy. That was evangelism. That was equipping. That was releasing. That was sweeping into the harvest, taking the gifts outside of the building, because it ain't going to do no good just sitting in there all the time. We get knowledge, we going to get puffed. You got to share this with people that don't know. And you got to win them over. You got to make them feel your vibe, that you light up the world. When you light up the room, you have life of the spirit. You have the things that you have going on, operating in you. You've been walking with God all day, man. It's all about impact, setting intentions, and releasing faith. And let it be a genuine love, because you know you have to be interested in people. You have to be interested in what they're interested in. Find something that has commonality and try to relate, bro. And then open up the conversation and late until the time that the ether drop. That's your midbrain. That's when their brain and my brain have shifted into receiving what you have to say. And then you can say your idea, tie the benefit in. And then when you do that, you can close the deal. Other than that, half raggedy, lazy, just I told you so. Brother, that's religion. It's mean and cruel and don't really care about what God loves, which is gathering in the harvest. Speaking about now I'm gonna speak not only for the world, let me speak for the black males. How many of y'all like them? How many of you have them around you? How many know how to interact? Religious people. How many do you know, what's up? God wants them. And you got to be effective. And you got to win them. We and you. That's the cold game, man. God ain't letting off the hook. He just go looking for somebody else that'll be more fruitful and know how to take them gifts that we see in the church, building the equipping part of it, the example part of it, and take them out to the highways and byways and compel them to come to his house. Yeah, through what? And if not, we come into them anyway. Not empty-handed, like Proverbs said. Don't go empty-handed when you're dealing with the poor. Make sure you got some, remember, you better make sure you got some money, because you're going to have encounters that the Spirit sent you. And if you spent that money on yourself or spent it all here or there, you just missed your ministry right then and there, straight up. Could be your relative or anybody to work on a job or anywhere. Bottom line, you are the church. Bottom line, ain't no hooks off of that. None. You got to give an account for everybody that you run into, you and me, that we didn't minister to effectively. And we blew them out on emotion. Check game. We have to be long-suffering for the Lord's sake. That is to bring in this harvest. And to reach these brothers right now, good luck. But we still accountable. We still gonna give an account. Every black church out there, I hope you hear me. We gonna give an account for all these bodies that have dropped because of a lack of being effective. And if you want to be effective, begin to really seek the Lord about giving. For as in the days of Noah, so it is in the coming of the Son of Man. He said it. Therefore, what did John say, the greatest prophet of all? He said, break bread, half of your peanut butter sandwich, give it, share it with your brother. Why? Because he knows money is so important as it was then, as it is now. And with magnitude on it, when you can break bread, bro, and show love with money, it opens up people's hearts, bro. They drop in the ether, the midbrain. They shift from a reptilian where you still trying to preach to them, and they ain't even listening because their mind is on what's important to them. Bottom line, when that shift comes to the midbrain, logic matches up and say, I'm feeling good. I feel satisfied because someone heard me, was interested, genuine interest in me. And therefore, with skill and intention and faith, they went in and surgically removed with kindness any barrier to open up and receive whatever. Engrafted word is able to save the soul up to the uttermost principles. Because every book has principles. You can find principles. That's why you look for principles. And that's what you look for. It don't matter about the book. Man, y'all be tripping off the book. It's all about principles that govern. Jump off the roof. See if law of gravity work. Bottom line is, that's what we looking for. How to hunt for souls. Schindler's Listed. Find them. Dig them out, man. You know, remember the Christmas movie? All that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Wonderful Life. Remember that? Man, it costs everything to impact people. And for churches and SAC, if you ain't giving your money up, man, shame on you. Wake up, brothers and sisters. You have to share and break bread in hard times and inflation like this with each other in order to get real, to be real. And then you might have some impact on the people who you come in contact with. Other than that, man, they don't know what you're doing. You're not lit. Your light ain't shining, man. How they gonna see it except by the works you love you do for one another when you're stuck, when the least one, good Samaritan, go hard or go home, bro. Straight up, or go to church or whatever. It ain't for the scared, bro. You're gonna have to come out of that church. And God got y'all sitting at home. You better start creating ministries and doing what you gotta do. Ministries, but not for religious folk. Create them for anybody to step through the door. God is hungry for souls. Y'all want to doubt me on that? You know, he said, give me the nations. Don't look like we reaping nothing or reflecting kingdom, man. What's up? At least there won't be none lacking among us. Acts 2:46, that one. Homeboy, I'm just saying, man, he's just spitting crap. What about the collection for the saints? What about helping each other? Strategies, tools. We need to get real. We need to get on deck, man. Are you ready to receive, bro? People blowing their brains out before they come into church. Are you ready? Hey, man, have you paid any dues? Frontline soldiers went out there and risked their lives to bring you back this information. And then, hey, if you look the other way, you don't love God, brother. You love yourself. Straight up on homeboy, just big like that. Whoever I'm talking to out there, man, no disrespect, bro. But be for the Lord of the harvest. You're going to be, reap it in before he lose out, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you got so much time. They went back to their cities, and they had so much time to reap it in. And from 1988, I watched horrific scenes all the way from South Central and heard about everything else till now. Harvest missed. Don't tell me African-American males is just crazy and want to be dead when the church is sitting in them hoods with all that power. The power is in the giving. But the giving is in all ways. Gifts of the Spirit, knowledge, wisdom, money. You got to have a building first and foremost. I ain't against that one. Make sure that's secured. And take care of your folks, man, so the word can flow. First and foremost, giving principles. That's what changed people's lives. Thought I was stupid? Nope. But I'm saying, don't act like the Bible when I'm saying nothing about helping each other with money. Each other, members. Hello? I ain't even talking to leaders. I'm talking straight to the members. Bro, you scored probably 1 billion times not helping your member out, and you knew they was in a necessity. Don't always say, because I paid my tithes, now let me get down and make it legal. Because whom he justified, he made complete, right? It was yea and amen, right? Come back here. Because, hey, man, so if you boast in how much tithe you pay and boast that I got mine and God can break the curse off of anybody, where's your mercy? You pay tithes and mint, but where's your mercy for people that might not pay their tithes, lost their job? I'm going to go dirty on it. Broken car down, ain't got no groceries, can't make it to the end of the month, don't know what to do, and God always shows up because God is faithful. But can he use our hands, please? Cuz can I get a witness? You know, can we give something to our neighbor? Can we help someone? Like you catch people, man, up in age. When they get up in age, man, hey, man, we got to show some care. Worse, if we don't show care, they people gonna know when they bury them, man. Hey, man, we don't want to look like we just take advantage of people. We want to look like we got each other's back. Match the culture. Crips and Bloods out doing the church big time. Because they first thing they step, though they carnal-minded and flesh-minded, call them what you want. But they meet, and the reason why they take our kids away, they operate in the principle of giving is in the negative, going on a negative vibe, because in the end, it can bring destruction. But because it is giving, the principle must respect itself and promote itself and back itself. And therefore, since they're there on a principle, more blessed and empowered to give, the empowerment is because Crips and Bloods have gave money. The one we wouldn't give to help the grandmother, auntie, cousin, brother, so-and-so, sister, so-and-so. That we gave it to get the word, but we left the other undone, cuz out of balance, out of whack. Tinky, ticky, ticky, the writing on the wall. Let them scales swing. And they catch us caught in the balance. No condemnation for me. I need mercy. Bottom line, I'm saying, man, if we did make a mistake and miss them hoods, like I thought, if people at least took serious and valued that ministry, Los Angeles Christian Center, and took it back to their neighborhoods, what they was moving in, man, was working. And even though every man got to follow their own path, and no man knows the other man's path, God was in a movement. And that movement was missed because I got too many bodies that I be counting. I'm an LA brother, South Central, and something wrong. Yeah, And watch Sacktown blow up. I worked the fields and saw hearts get hard. Yeah, And I see like a chain gripping the churches, man, keeping them inside. And even when the doors open back up, they're still going to be locked up unless those have been awakened to the fact that God's heart wants the harvest. No matter where you at, even if you can't get nowhere, create something, create a channel, do something. Ask God, how can I reach and be effective? And I don't care how you do, bake a pie, cookie, or something. One principle is giving. You don't need a whole lot of, this is the Lord. Listen, giving is how he got you. And how he loved you is how he got you. Bottom line, if you strategize and have a vision and moving something that works, collectively you could do more than one. That's all I'm saying. And all I'm saying, you could do more than one. One can put 1,000, but two can put 10,000, man. Taking down territories and spiritual wickedness in high places, brother's gonna take way more than faking on principles. You gotta be giving and receiving and giving. How you like that one? Showing the same care one for another. How dwelleth the love of God in us? If we see our brother have need, we know that we dwell in him by the love we show for one another. It's not fickle. It's not controlling. It's not awarding. It's not political. It is what it is. Either we in the flow or out the flow. Ain't no in between on love. The characteristics is patience, peace, joy, love, virtue, perseverance, hope. These powerful forces carry long suffering, loving kindness, knowledge, wisdom. They carry things with them that can transform atmospheres and communities. So it ain't on God that all these body bags rolling up in the hoods. It's on somewhere the church missed it, bro. Look in my eyes. Missed it. Straight up. In a move of God during the 90s and you got to the millennial and to where we are now. And both of you got rich I think the Lord would say, not me. Because if you didn't know what to do with that money, the more it's given, the more it's required. You can give $5 to a person that need water, and they will open up their heart to you. We are in that kind of harvest. Preachers got enough. The ones that do, members, y'all better be aware of the ministry you've been called to. This is an alarm. Blow it in Zion. Blow the trumpet. You guys are accountable for everybody and me. We alike. We meet. And when we meet them, if we don't impact their lives in some kind of way, and we had opportunity, and we just wanted to flesh it out, we missed that one. Don't be so hard on yourself. We ain't all of that. And anyway, bottom line, you ain't such a hot shot, big guy. You're going to miss it. But get up and set your intention and get some money in your pocket. And wait, niece, nephew, somebody, your grandmother, somebody, use the money like a weapon. The devil don't want you to do this. I'll bet you that. And find that relative with no bus fares, car broke down, tags, ain't got nothing, just got robbed, got set back, opportunities, he's in jail, strengthen the family, she got 3 kids, whoop, 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 energy bills, mortgages, rents, groceries, a pie. Get some water, 2 of them, before you leave the house, anything. John the Baptist break bread. If you believe in the coming of the Lord, it's almost like a joke. Do you with the fruit? I'm just saying, man, I ain't beefing at all, man. I'm spitting because this is in my heart, and I ain't going to spare nothing, not even myself. Everybody on the floor. Because guess what, man? I'm speaking to me, too. Bottom line, we missed that harvest. We're being set up for another one. We had things shaking out of L.A., we had the big shaking, y'all don't believe it. See, when y'all pray in the church, you got to be looking for the outside. Watch and pray. God rain fall on just unjust last days. Joel said he's going to pour it out, man. People that's open. So if you stuck in a certain set and looking for God in your church just alone, you missed God a long time ago. Better wake up. Anyway, I'm going to tell you about L.A. Nipsey Hussle, bam. Bloods and Crips came together. What happened? They stood there. I'm from there, straight up. I don't care. I went to Washington High. Bottom line, 77. No, you wasn't there. And bottom line, yeah. Back then, Ice Cube, he went to my school. Dub C went to my school, but then he didn't hardly go to school. Dub C and me neither. We was all trying to survive, man. And bottom line is, no, man. Back then, I saw L.A. go through a change. And it was real. And the demonic took over the city, though we banged on that city hard back. Shout out to Pastor Mark down South Central. L.A. had that church down there, Pastor Robert Boo Boo, with B.O. Victory Outreach put out plenty work, man. Had them marches. I hope y'all got them low swole. They was doing stuff down there, snatching up gang members. And others, if you lost fishing, you had so much time. Then murder took over the whole city. We seeing it happening in Sac right now. So what you think I'm saying? I'm saying the urgency at the days of Noah is the harvest. Every time you hear of a murder, I hope you think of this day. Here in Sacramento, of a young black man dying. And black lives do matter. Thus saith the Lord. Now how you like that? And you know why they matter? Because every soul is precious to God, and especially the least one. Guess what? Go get them, he said. Compel them to come in my house and bring them in. Ain't no excuses. Ain't no I crammed the track down their mouth and threw my nose up. Ain't no I'm better than you. I'm clicked up. Don't touch me. Don't come around me. None of that, cuz. You better get busy and win friends and influence them people that God wants you to. And you better be open and allow the Holy Spirit to introvert your outrovert and bring it all the way out, bro. Lift up your voice on high, man. God has to use you. I ain't talking about preach like your preacher. I'm talking about love like Jesus, for real. The Christ, the Messiah, Yeshua. How you like that one? All right? Those that believe in that. And how you love, it's the only way. We all belling. We got to keep up every day and love him as he loved us. Long-suffering, always forgiving. Whew, man, loving kindness. We ain't gonna go down the road. Holy Spirit be all on it. You know what's happening, man. If you're a believer, and we got the strength to show the agape, but it's sloppy. Because if it ain't in the church first, bro, how's it gonna go to the world? Ask Mother Teresa. She brung it home, knocked it out the park, and died with one mat and 3 dressers. Don't be caught with all that stuff, man. It ain't nothing but mass. Get rid of it. Break bread, John the Baptist. Lord, it's coming, Maranatha. The bottom line is, man, when it pop, it's gonna pop. You know, we go any day now, man. What the mass gonna do? Your house, your core, you know, wood, your money. It's a delusion. Get busy, man. It's harvest. Look out. Reach out. Reach out. I'm talking to believers. If you've been around the word for any amount of time, keep equipping, but please release. It ain't no elite superstars no more. Release. And say, walk in the love of God and do what God tell you to do when you walk out that church. And for your week, it should be filled at the end of the week with testimonies, man, all the time of how this guy asked for one, now I gave him 10, and man, one guy followed me on the bus, bro. Asked, who am I? I said, bro, I ain't. God told me to get whoop to whoop. I'm just saying, people want to hear what you got to say. And if your hood ain't hearing what you got to say, reverse it, flip it. That means better to give than to receive, more empowering. Hello, high time to reach the harvest and stand between the dead and the living. I put that on hood. Project Restoration, Jeremiah 23 in hoods. Genuine interest, genuine concern, heartbeat of God. Yeah, all lives matter, Black lives matter. Catch that black male, y'all, go fishing. All right, to the African American churches at least, and to the other churches, why don't you give them some strength to strengthen them? Because I believe God's putting all this in the face of the church. Bottom line, I believe, my opinion on that one. However, many other things you got before you, I understand that. But hear this voice just crying in the wilderness, homeboy, don't worry about who I am. The marathon can live in you. God bless you.